is not your circumstance that defines your future. It's your attitude. It's your commitment. You decide how high you set your goals. You decide how hard you're going to work for those goals. You decide how you're going to respond when something doesn't go your way. That means first and foremost, believing in yourselves no matter what obstacles you face.
Key point 1. Don't let people make you feel bad or guilty for living your life. It is your life. Live it the way you want. Key point 2. You are the hero of your own story.
Bị rắn cắn vào chân, chú ếch nỗ lực giải thoát mình khi còn chút hy vọng cuối cùng. Clip ghi lại cảnh một con rắn đang cắn vào chân một chú ếch ở trên hàng rào sắt. Trong tình trạng ngàn cân treo sợi tóc, chú ếch cho thấy nghị lực phi thường của mình khi đã nỗ lực bám chắc vào thanh sắt kéo co với rắn. Trong một khoảnh khắc, con rắn bất cẩn đã tạo cho chú ếch một cơ hội thoát thân. Bị tụt mất miếng mồi ngon, con rắn điên cuồng đuổi theo nhưng không thể làm gì được vì chú ếch đã cao chạy xa bay. Có thể thấy, chú ếch đã dạy cho chúng ta bài học đừng bao giờ bỏ cuộc dù bạn rơi vào tình huống hiểm nghèo.
An eagle has the longest lifespan of its species. It can live up to 70 years. But to reach this age, however, the eagle must make some tough decisions. In its 40th year, its long, flexible talons can no longer grab prey, which serve as food. Its long, sharp beak begins to bend. Its old, aged, and heavy wings, due to their thick feathers, stick to their chest and make it difficult to fly. Then the eagle is left with only two options: die or go through the painful process of change. The process requires that the eagle fly to a mountaintop and sit on its nest. There, it knocks its beak against a rock until it plucks it out. Then the eagle will wait for a new beak to grow before it plucks out the talons. When the new talons grow back, the eagle starts plucking its thick, heavy feathers. And after this, the eagle takes its famous flight of rebirth and lives for another 30 years. Why is the change needed? To survive and live. We too have to start the change process. We also have to pluck our unpleasant memories, negative habits, and fixed mindset. Only freed from the past burdens can we take advantage of the present. Let's soar again.
Can't swim. I'm afraid to swim. And he goes, you really? He goes, you want to learn to swim? I said, yeah. And he grabs me, whoop, throws me in the deep end of the pool with nothing on. Throws me in. He goes, swim. I go, I don't know how to swim. He goes, just swim, swim. And I'm struggling to swim. He goes, you got this. And I'm not jumping in to save you, so you better swim. And you know what? I figured a way to get to the side of the pool. And he goes, now stop it. I ain't throwing you any floaties. Swim to the other side of the pool. And I'm doing this little doggy paddle kicking. I'm kind of going underwater. And I'm sure he would have got me, but I wasn't sure then he was going to get me. And I made it just to the side of the pool, not the other end of the pool, just the side, like a 10-foot swim. He goes, now swim back. Now swim back. And I started to make it and started to move. And I'm like, well, and he goes, now I'll get in and teach you how to swim. Now I'll teach you how to correctly swim. And lo and behold, at the next party, I'm in the deep end. See, you want a mentor, you want someone to show up, you want people in your life to teach you got to jump in the deep end. You got to take the floaties off of your life. All your dreams are buried. Why didn't I want to go in the deep end? It was dangerous. It was rough. There was criticism there. I could drown. So I stayed and played it safe in the shallow end for years until I was literally thrown into the deep end. And once I was in the deep end, I wasn't prepared for it, but I found a way. And once I was in there trying my butt off to swim, to survive, that's when the mentor showed up. That's when he jumped in to help me learn how to swim. And so if you're sitting there today in the life, you got to take the floaties off of your life and you got to jump in the deep end of the pool, because at the bottom of that deep end is where all your dreams are buried. That's where that hero's buried. That's where that servant leader's buried. That's where that person everyone aspires to be is buried. And so that's why I started out by telling you today, success requires no damn apologies and failure permits no alibis. And so once I jumped in and I had no alibi, he threw me in and I had to find my way to the side of the pool. That's when the mentor showed up. That's when the coaching showed up. So my challenge to you today is to jump in the deep end, to take the floaties off in your life. You're not going to drown. You will evolve. You will innovate. You will create. You will find a way. You cannot quit. You cannot give in. And all your dreams are in that deep end of the pool. Stay in the deep end. Keep swimming. Keep swinging. Keep trying. Keep evolving. And outlast the temporary. These things that you're going through in the shallow end are temporary. And if you'll get into the deep end, you will find that you can outlast them. And on the other side of that are where all your dreams are. So I want to challenge you, take the floaties off, get in the deep end. And I was going to remind you of something. You were born to do something great with your life.
When life puts you in tough situation, don't say, why me? Just say, try me.
Nửa thành tượng Phật, một nửa làm bậc thang. Bậc thang không phục hỏi tượng Phật rằng: chúng ta vốn dĩ cùng một tảng đá, tại sao người ta chà đạp tôi nhưng lại sùng bái người? Tượng Phật trả lời: vì người chỉ chịu 4 nhát dao đã có được hình hài đó, còn ta lại trải qua hàng trăm nghìn ngọn dao đục đẽo, đau đớn muôn vàn. Lúc đó bậc thang im lặng. Cuộc đời con người cũng thế, chịu được hành hạ, chịu được cô đơn, gánh vác trách nhiệm, gánh vác được sứ mệnh, thì cuộc đời mới có giá trị. Bài học kinh nghiệm được rút ra: khi nhìn người khác huy hoàng, đừng đố kỵ, vì họ đã trả giá nhiều hơn bạn gấp nhiều lần. Những gì hôm nay trả giá càng nhiều, thất vọng bao nhiêu, thì ngày sau sẽ nhận lại được những giá trị, hạnh phúc và viên mãn bấy nhiêu.
If you go to the gym and you work out and you come back and you look in the mirror, you will see nothing. And if you go to the gym the next day and you come back and you look in the mirror, you will see nothing. So clearly there's no results, can't be measured, it must not be effective. So we quit. Or if you fundamentally believe that this is the right course of action and you stick with it, you commit yourself to an act of service. You commit yourself to the regime, the exercise. You can screw it up. You can eat chocolate cake one day, you can skip a day or two. But if you stick with it consistently, I'm not exactly sure what day, but I know you'll start getting into shape. Going to the gym for 9 hours does not get you into shape. Working out every day for 20 minutes gets you into shape. It's not about the events. It's not about intensity. It's about consistency.
Key point 4. Be deaf to those who discourage you. Dare to live your dream.
This woman from India owns 10 private jets. As a kid, she wanted to be a pilot. But it's difficult for women in India to get that job. Her family said no, her friends said no, and her community said no.
They said I should open a cupcake shop instead.
But she did not stop. She said to herself,
if I can't fly the plane, I'm going to own the plane.
So she started a private jet company that is like Uber for the skies. A lot of people said this is not gonna work, but she persisted, and guess what? It worked. And now 72% of all private jets in India are managed by her. Let her inspiring story be a reminder. Every time you get a no, you can always turn it into a yes.
Once upon a time, there was a bunch of tiny frogs who arranged a running competition. The goal was to reach the top of a very high tower. A big crowd had gathered around the tower to see the race and cheer on the contestants. The race began. Honestly, no one in the crowd really believed that the tiny frogs would reach the top of the tower. You heard statements such as, "Oh, way too difficult. They will never make it to the top. Not a chance that they will succeed. The tower is too high." And so the tiny frogs began collapsing, one by one. But one of them continued higher and higher and higher. this one wouldn't give up. At the end, everyone else had given up climbing the tower, except for the one tiny frog who, after a big effort, was the only one who reached the top. Then all of the other tiny frogs naturally wanted to know how this one frog managed to do it. A contestant asked the tiny frog how the one who succeeded had found the strength to reach the goal. It turned out that the winner was deaf. Be deaf to the crowd that says you won't make it, and only listen to your heart and your dreams, and you will make it, like the little frog.
Bye bye and see you in my next videos.